Hey guys and gals, let's take a look at the Robot World Roller Coaster Park by LEGO City. This is set number 60421, contains 986 bricks, retails for $99.99, and this set was provided by the LEGO Group for early review. So thank you LEGO for sending this to me. This is essentially what it is. We got some nice lime green coaster tracks, and I guess that's the robot. It looks like this is more of a video game than anything else, but we'll see. A lot of things going on, and I'm hoping this is all printed, but I doubt that. Oh, and here's the top here with the various figures. So it's like we got ourselves a little arcade machine and all sorts of stuff. Somebody taking a selfie. I like that. It's pretty cool. Lime green hair. Well, that brings back memories when I was a teen. Alright, this is the back of the box, and yeah, this doesn't look too bad. It's like it's not as big as the other roller coasters I've seen, but for the most part, it looks like a very fun ride. Well, let's unbox it and see what's inside. Now the question is, what kind of parts do we get in here? Well, we won't know until then. Nice paper. Well, we already know. At least we get a sneak peek of what's going on here. And nothing else in the carton. Let's see here. Let's dive right on in. So, several numbered bags. Obviously, we got an 8. I also have to take a look because I got to find out how I'm going to break this down. There's the important one right there. Looks like that's a 6. Miscellaneous bag. I don't have a lot of coaster tracks. 7. Well, it looks like we got 9 bags of bricks. It's not too terribly bad, and more track pieces. And we have this thing. What is inside? Well, we already know, so we're going to have to open this up and hope we don't get any more paper cuts. Alright, let's see. And that's it in there. Oh, this is building guide number 2. And yikes! My goodness gracious! Really, LEGO? We already know how the score is going to turn out on this set. That's a lot of stickers. I was hoping that'd all be printed. I guess not. And there's building guide number 1. I wish this one told me what things do what, but no, we start with the K-pop singer. I guess that's who he is. Yeah. So for the most part, you get 2 building guides, a large sticker sheet, and 9 bags of bricks. That doesn't look too bad. Well, I'm going to head over to my second channel, figure out how I want to build this. Do I break it down into 2 or 3 installments? Who knows? Come back here, and we'll talk about it. First, let's take a look at our minifigures. Looks like we have ourselves a slushy vendor. That's what I'm calling him. Here we got the ticket assistant. This guy, he's been seen mixing some tunes on the top of the roof. And we have ourselves some park visitors. This guy looks more like a K-pop singer than anything else. I like the torso on this figure. Then we have 2 children minifigures. This one here gets grumpy real easily. Now some of these do have double-sided heads, some of them have single-sided heads. But for the most part though, they're a nice set of minifigures for this set. Here's everyone at the Robot World Roller Coaster Park, and we're going to take a quick 360 spin tour and a quick demonstration. So off to the left we got our robot mech. He just sits right on these 2 cross axles, and that's what he is. And this does open up, which tells me that a minifigure can possibly fit inside here. Really cool. So maybe that's a secret ride we don't know about. And the weapons pretty much, I think, detach. But it's just meant to sit here and look good, and you just rest right on there. And the main attraction is the roller coaster park. So we got plenty of things going on here. The set does come with several minifigures. And the track just spirals around. We got a game controller up here, and that's pretty cool. And don't worry, we'll take a closer look at each of the features in a moment or two. So here's the roller coaster. It does go around like this. Goes up here. And then that's pretty cool. And it's got a nice smooth action for the track. So this thing was thought out very well. Now this does have an open back, so you can actually play in the interior. And that's essentially what it is. And we'll get more in depth in this here in a moment. Let's see here. So right here, and I can't really get any closer to this, that's why we got to do the hand can shot here in a bit. We got a little disco area where you can sing along like a karaoke, and this thing keeps clunking into the wall. A little area here with a trophy and some video games. You do get 2 arcade consoles here, and this track does a really good job of hiding all this stuff too. And large screens, and sadly all this stuff is stickered. Very few things are printed in this model. Up here we got ourselves a DJ station. A little drone here. The fly around. I just have them on this stud. It's a good place to store that if you're not using it. And for the most part, it's not too bad. You know, I can reach my hand here and play around with it. And the build just gives you enough inspiration, so if you want to, you can expand on this. And just with these 3 machines alone, these could be used for custom builds. I could see these be put in other city creations. We also got this little slushy machine. This does pop out. Matter of fact, I've had this fall out a few times when I was putting it together. Just rests on 2 studs. And for the most part, it is a really nice build. As you can see, it's very big. It is big. Really big. Well, this doesn't serve justice. We're going to take a closer look. Here's a close-up of the roller coaster cars, and pretty much that's what these are. And for fun, we're going to do this here in a bit. And here's our several minifigures. So I'm thinking a minifigure just rests inside of here. Sadly, those are stickered. I was hoping those would be printed. Now, a lot of these window pieces here have scratches on them. So, we'll get into the review on that topic. I like that game control. That's really cool. Then we got this guy up here mixing some tunes. There's that. And now we can go on the inside. Now the only thing bad about this is it's an open back set. So really essentially you're getting 3 sets in one. You're getting the roller coaster, you're getting the robot mech, and in addition you're getting the arcade. And there's those arcade machines there. It's like we got one here that's for driving and just a regular arcade machine. And I think these easily just pop out. They just rest on 2 studs. I can see those ideas being snagged for other custom builds. And we got ourselves a little area here with some video games and a trophy. The set is so big I have a hard time moving it just to get into every area here. And then there's our little disco dance platform. I don't know what these things are called. That's pretty cool. I can see that being used for other things too. So a lot of the stuff in this set could be transplanted into other builds. Here we got some of the screens up here. Something is hitting against the wall. This is really nice. This is something you'd see like in a big giant theme park. And yeah, Well, we're going to go back to the front here, and we're going to see the roller coaster in action. Too bad I don't have a little GoPro to put on here. Oh yeah, and you also get some cameras too to watch those facial expressions. So this kid here is a bit grumpy, probably because of the scratched up parts. We'll get into that. And then so we'll come in here, go around up here, and then up here is where it sits kind of flat, and then it spirals down over there, and I'm not that fast to keep up with that. For the most part though, it is a nice playable roller coaster. For what it is, it's very small in terms of the ride value, but for the most part it's fun. And LEGO gives you just enough here to possibly expand on your own ideas. Here are my thoughts. Let's start the review with play value, and as you saw with the tour, there are plenty of things to do. So you got the working roller coaster, you do have access into the interior, and you get several minifigures, and plenty of accessories. And in addition, the robot can be detached, and you can play with just this alone, or you can do whatever you want with it. So it is a nice set for play value. Now, as far as for city drop-in value, not so much. This back piece has been left open. Now, if one wanted to, you could just make another piece to kind of wrap around this portion of the track and make it in one whole complete build. So it is possible, provided if you supply your own parts to finish it up. But the Robot World Roller Coaster Park has a lot of good unique pieces, so there's just enough in here to make a small roller coaster. So if one inclined to do so, take this apart and make your own creations. The set does have a nice part selection for just that purpose. For build quality, it's an average to above average. Some of these tracks just feel like they're tacked in. Some of these accessories, at least everything is fixed down, so that's good. But this kind of feels a bit loose. It feels like that's about to fall off. Other than that, though, it is structurally sound. Now, one thing you really cannot do is just pick this thing up and move it. So this is pretty big. You'd have to scoop it up. You wouldn't want to pick it up from here. You have to pick it up from this area here. But the main thing is to put this on sort of a turntable. And the reason being is it's just easier to move it around with something flat. So if you have a piece of wood or a cutting board, you can put this on there and move this around. So this set is not quite portable. Build experience is pretty good. There are some accessories we had to build. This robot thing was kind of boring. I didn't really care much to put that together. I'm already mech'd out of all the other stuff that I put together, but for the most part, once you get to the roller coaster part, that's where the fun begins. So you do a few minifigures and you're doing the robot, I believe, for bags 1 and 2. And yeah, this is a bit on the dry side at the beginning. But the end results are really good. In addition, a brick separator is provided and 2 printed building guides. One sad thing to note is that this set is not modular, so you cannot share the festivities with another builder. It's not meant to be a group build. This is basically just a solo build. So it's not broken down in such a way where 2 or 3 people can construct the set at the same time. Now, for the bad news on this set, and this is where the final score is going to come into play. It's a 5 out of 10. Why such a low score? I'm dinging off just a little bit for stickers. It wasn't too bad. Stickers were evenly spaced out. Some of the accessories do come off, some of the pieces. I've had this thing here fall off. The slushy thing in here comes off sometimes, and this just feels a bit loose. Not too bad. The main thing I'm dinging off here is all the scratched pieces. Until LEGO learns to pack the stuff better, I'm going to keep being hard on scores. Like this parabola dish here, scratch. Several of these window pieces were scratched, and some of the bricks. And I'm going hardcore on that now. LEGO could have stopped that at any time. The fault is on them on this one. It just feels like a used set. I've seen used pieces coming in better condition than this. So the set was packed, I'd say, on the below average end of the scale. It was just kind of sloppy. So that's my reasoning why the low score. You know, I just call it as I see it, guys and gals. I know some don't like the blunt honesty on these. Are you willing to spend $99.99 for something that's scratched up? For me personally, I wouldn't. But for the play value, you are getting your money's worth out of the set. It's just I cannot look past the scratched and pitted parts. But honestly though, if you get a set that's in really good shape, this is really nice. The color scheme does flow very well. But I want to know what you think of this set. Let me know in the comments.